Check, check, check. Greetings, folks. Welcome, welcome. Much love, much love. um, uh, let's see, world premiere, I guess. If anyone wants to come on up. Gary, Emmanuel, if you guys want to chat, can continue. I have my, let's see. All right, we're doing a stream. Looks like she's working. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the best at like turning the switch on and like performing. What's up, Gary? Gary's here. What's up? The first official guest.
What's up, buddy?
The Honorable Business podcast. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I'm not so good at like turning on, or I guess it's not about turning on and off. It's like kind of the performative aspect of this kind of shit. I'm not so good at like turning that shit on. Usually, authentically, it just happens, and then I'm either by myself or not in the broadcasting moment or something like that.
You don't have the X factor?
I think when the authentic like expression comes out, it is X factor worthy. But like, yeah, I think that's like a thing where you have to like draw it out. I think it's a practice, just like anything else.
Yeah, I get it.
Kind of pull it out.
Let me know if it gets like obnoxiously noisy because I'm on a bike. So
Yeah, now you're good. Greetings, God hearts.
Say again.
What's your deal? Are you a male being, a man, a female being? What's your deal? Why do you come around these streams? I've never seen your side of the story. Let us know. Now's the time. There's only 6 of us in here. But yeah, man, Gary, what's new, man? What's going on? How's the transition from Canada been going, man? We haven't caught up in a solid many months, bro.
It's it's going good in certain aspects.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I've had to take a look at myself, and and when we spoke before, I can't tell you how much I actually appreciated what you said.
Hey, man.
And it gave me, it gave me a bit of inspiration. And I know you said something on Paul's stream recently, kind of, I don't want to say mocking me, but like the way that you said, when I asked him, did he go out and like go to a bunch of places? He was like, no. And to people who like critique or criticize you saying something like that, it's like, for someone who is successful, how do you think it sounds when someone like me might have said that? Of course it sounds like that. That might not be how I reacted, but that's what it sounds like. Just because you like, sensation. I don't think at all.
No, I know you don't. That's why, I mean, I know I can, not like I wouldn't say it even if you would get offended, but like I think we have the understanding that you're not a pussy. At least that's my understanding. Like, and so yeah, but I know I kind of complain sometimes, but I'm pretty immune to people's nonsense. Like, I'm pretty much immune to people going, you didn't say that. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So
yeah, you shouldn't, because whatever the truth is, like if someone's like hurt by the truth, then whatever, so be it. It's not a big deal. Like, even if I was offended, like I'm gonna get over it. You know what I mean? If that were the case, but I wasn't, and I found it. I feel it's kind of somewhat important to kind of like point that out, because I know you get a lot of criticism, and whatever, you're your own man, you can handle yourself. You don't need me to tell you. But
no, I appreciate it. I have feelings too. Yeah, usually I'm a pretty chill guy during the day. When I'm by myself or when I'm with my son. I'm a pretty serene guy, so but yeah, I can go and just turn on like that dark mode. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe these people like to read books and then say, "Oh, it's the dark triad." I don't know what it is. Just the masculinity, just
It's just an
that
aspect.
pure, energy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just an aspect
yeah,
of you. And we all have the different aspects,
yeah.
and it serves us when it needs to. So
That's true. Yeah, man.
no, but back to what you asked me. It's I've you know I have a job. I could get a better job, but because I've become so grounded in my principles, I won't pay tax. I just refuse to do it, and I have not corrected my status, which is something I need to.
So let me give you my opinion on the status thing. In my opinion, I don't really I don't believe that there's like a monolithic thing that, like, if I put my quote unquote status out there into the ether, or like at some specific office, that the Shaitan system, or whatever, this corporate system is going to go, oh, he filed that now he's.
No, I get that completely. I do.
So yeah, that's so, because, like, to be honest, I wouldn't even know. To me, it's a case by case basis and situation, and contract by contract. So I don't know if you were there when I briefly mentioned this interaction, but it was like a couple of days. Actually, I've been talking to this potential customer for like 3 months now, and I told him how I move, and he was like, okay, that's interesting, that's weird, but that's fine. I really want to work with you. So, like, dude, this step one is like, you got to be good at what you do, and that just has to be. It's just practice. Godhard says the declarations in the universe is important. That's true. I think that's internal. That is, I definitely think it's internal first, spiritual first, and then that comes off of you after you accept that and believe that and claim that within your heart. So that's true. What's up, Jeeps? Always a pleasure. But yeah, so like I've been talking to this guy for a long time, and I have some connections. I have some good history. I made some nice relationships over the past 10 years of doing business. And okay, I'll tell the story for the rest of y'all. It's not being recorded, so I mean, I guess I'll have to repeat myself. That's okay. Maybe he'll be back. But hey, Damsel, what's up? What's up? Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Peace to you too. But yeah, the rest of that story goes. He's back. Let's get him in here. Yo.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, that value comes first, right? And that shit is hard. Like, anything that actually is valuable, like, it does take work, right? But that's like anything. That's like any craft. You want to become a good painter, you got to practice. Mr. Miyagi, you want to become a good plumber, you want to be a good marketer, a good lover. On some level, it is indwelling, right? If you sometimes, some people are naturals at certain things, but there's a lot of skills. It's real easy to be, a slave is just does one task, right? That's why if you look at the modern system, right, the slaves are just doing one or two tasks just repeatedly their whole lives, right? But to be the one that's running the system, to create things, you've got to be multifaceted, right? So this is what I believe, like the saying, or the word university was supposed to be about back in the Greek times, apparently, if the history books are correct. Right, they would be physically strong, mentally strong, studying philosophers, business, art, music, all of it, right? Well-rounded, farming, fighting, right? So, that's definitely changed today. So yeah, I just keep living by that, and I'm gaining some pretty good business skills. And I think Julian asked me, so I'll wait for me to go in more detail on that. But long story short, he sees that I have value, that I know what I'm doing. I've gotten good results for my other, past quote unquote clients. I don't call them clients, right? Because that kind of brings up the legal world. But the man and woman that I do, do work with, and so towards the end of this, towards this agreement coming to actually come true, he was sending me like a paragraph of text. Hey, by the way, I want you to alter this part of the agreement and say, like, oh, blah, blah, you got to fill in this IRS tax form, blah, blah. And I just told him, and I always do voice notes. So one thing, a little secret is you should always do voice notes. If you're not so like you, if you send me a text message, I can imagine you speaking it to me, and I can presume your tone, right? Like, and I don't know, you probably heard me talk enough times on the fucking stream, so if I text you, you can kind of presume my tone, you know. But like if you're talking with somebody new, they don't know how your tone is. That's why sometimes, you know, there's miscommunication. So it's better off to talk obviously in person or on a phone, you know, to get the live tone, the tonality in there. But like in any of these situations, I'll just you know, do a voice note and say, look, man, I told you, you know, up front that I'm not doing no IRS bullshit because it has nothing to do with me. So, you know, like, all right, so this is Mr. Julian. Yo, what's up? I was just telling Gary about like how, you know, something you asked me about, you know, just on Brian's, talking about a guy that I've been talking to for 3 months that he was going to become a prospective customer, and I told him how I move man to man. He's like, that's fine, it's weird, it's cool. Long story short, it comes to the end, and he's like, oh, you know, we got to fill out this IRS tax form. I need to do this, and I'm just like, brother, no, like I told you this before, has nothing to do with me. You know, and look, guys, the strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and actually mean it. So that's a fact. And, you know, I don't know if Donnie has that in his book, The Art of the Deal. I didn't read it, but I heard that from a general once, and I actually think it's really true. Because you're stating your position, and then you're happy to leave. Being able to state your position and being happy to leave means that you can leave. And you don't need the deal. You don't need anything from the other side. You may want to do something, but you don't need it, right? So I have enough value. I have enough relationships, connections, skills where I don't need shit. So I can do one of these business challenges and go out into fucking, you know, naked or like with the shirt on my back and 90 days and, you know, $100 and turn it into something amazing. I might do that just for fun, honestly, at some point. But yeah, so at the end of the day, you know, I think most people would fold because their conviction isn't that strong. They don't really believe in themselves, and they would sign the IRS forms and just cock basically, and then just take the deal because I need it because of, you know, lack, right? So I told them, I'm like, look, man, if you don't, you know, if you want to do this, if this is a hard requirement, you know, you're feeling fear and you really need those IRS documents like a fucking gremlin. And like, you know, that's totally fine. I'm not mad at you at all. It's just like, I can't work with you. It's a hard, you know, it's a deal breaker. It's a hard line for me. And, you know, maybe we can do something else in the future. So, you know, that's like honorable, you know, dealing. It's not like, oh, fuck you. It's just, nah, man, like I'm not doing it. Best of luck. And, you know, good luck. Let's see you later. You know, if that's what you want to do. But if not, you know, we can leave the agreement as it is and let's start the fucking project. Send me the money, motherfucker. And he was like, yeah, you're right. You know, and I told him, look, this is an agreement between men. So it's very simple. It's me and you, and then we have a third party arbitrator if there's a problem. It's very simple. And so the details don't really matter. The tactical aspects of what I'm saying don't really matter. It's more of like the principle. There's principle, strategy, and then tactics. Principles are the deepest ones, and then there's strategies that are built on top of that, and then you have tactics. Most people focus on tactics because it's harder to talk about and focus on principles, and most people just don't have it internally. But yeah, if you guys have the principles, which you know, it seems like you know, we've had a few interactions, us three and stuff like that. You got that principle, you're like, oh, I'm free, I'm not paying no fucking income tax, I'm not involved in none of that. I don't believe that's if that's the case, then you got to focus on one skill that the market fucking needs, and you have to get really good at it. And you have to have some kind of X factor with your conversations with people. And honestly, like the part of me just being direct and upfront with people and just being like, yo, this is how I roll. People, it's refreshing. Guys, like, it's very refreshing. People don't do this. I don't meet many people that talk this way, that speak openly, et cetera. Like, people are just too afraid, right? They're too corporatized, you know? But the interesting thing on the flip side of that, though, is I use a lot of different software tools and apps and shit. I read the TOS sometimes to like, you know, usually it's the same kind of bullshit, right? But actually, a refreshing amount of times, they're actually private agreements, and people don't even really notice what's happening. Like the lawyers get it, and like they don't even mention like which country the jurisdiction's in. Like, it's very brief. And so I'm like, oh, some of these people get it. They don't really get it because I'm sure those people pay. I'm not sure, but I'm like 98% sure those people are all like voluntarily, like they have an LLC, but they'll be like, it's like very they don't mention like a core, like a state of. It's weird. Sometimes it's doing business as, like some people, I don't even think these people get it. I think their lawyers get it on some level, but it's very interesting. So there's elements all around us, like hidden in plain sight, literally. And I think it's just it's just a mindset shift. So step one is you got to get valuable in your thing, and we're all valuable at something. And if you're not, it's very easy to learn shit today, because nobody wants to work, and the internet is, freely available still. So that's step one, and then step two is going out. No, I was done. Yeah, that's step one, and then step two is like taking that information and then just talking to people, and then finding out where your prospective customers are, and then getting into conversations. But the step one is like the mental part, the spiritual part. But yeah, Julian, you've been doing a lot of like I don't think you call it construction, but like what would you call it? Handyman stuff?
Yeah, like property management, stuff like that.
Nice.
And so
Nice.
The biggest challenge I run into with people, is, I understand in a sense, if I'm working on something, plumbing, electric, it can cause more damage if you aren't doing it correctly. And I don't have like any certified training or papers showing my experience. I just have experience. That's with people. Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it.
You're good.
But that's my biggest challenge in that.
Yeah, but dude, like those certifications, it's just like the driving license, right? They say, oh, you got to get the driving license because then, but they've sneakily done it, right? Like what they've done is they combined the logical requirement that you should know how to operate or not operate the fucking car safely, but they merged that into the corporate license contract, right? Because they do the driving test and your license, like merged into the same thing, right? But I posit that I can just, my fucking 1-year-old is going to be able to move a little quad soon. Like he can already do shit like he's already got like good hand-eye coordination. When he's 5, he's definitely going to be able to drive a quad by himself, right? So it's not that far away from a car. So, a safety test, nothing to do with the license. So in the same vein, your certification of whether you can do plumbing or electrician work or not, the certification is just a control mechanism, in my opinion. It's just a racket. So what you need to do, and what folks need to do if they want to, control this process, is you need to have a business owner mindset. You need to get that entrepreneur mindset and say, you know what, fuck this certification. I'm going to control my own destiny and control my own certification. Certify yourself. How do you do that? Well, go and, just take a camera. Dude, I saw today, I'm a marketer, so I'll just scroll the reels. Sometimes I get sucked in, but I'll just scroll the reels. I saw this guy who does plumbing. He's got like 1 million subscribers, followers, whatever. And he films him plumbing, and then he tells a story. And the video is like maybe 5x speed. And so it shows the whole job. It might have been a 15-minute job, like the whole thing, but he speeds it up. So he like compresses it into a 60-second clip. And he's telling the story of, so this customer said this. And it's always interesting in these stories of, dumbass customers thinking that they know what to do. You know how to do that. Like you probably experience that daily, right? So it's really great because he now has on his YouTube, like, I don't know how many, 50, 100 of these videos. Those are case studies of actual real projects. And you see him, he did the job, right? And obviously he can take it a step further. And, you don't even have to it doesn't have to be a public thing. You can just record yourself working and do a before and after, and then just accumulate all of these little videos. You can edit them a bit. You don't really need to, right? But then you can just make a simple landing page, a simple website that just says, Project 1, Johnny Smith, he paid $100 for this. Here's what the before and after. Here's what his problem was, what the solution was. Next customer, next customer, next customer. So if I see that, you send me to that page when you're like, hey, here's my experience. Why would I, like, if I already, if you've already talked to me a little bit and you're like, yeah, I'm experienced, but well, here's how I do the work. It doesn't, you've demystified, everything, because your 3 competitors, your 5 competitors are not going to have that, right? They're going to have some dumb certification that I don't really care about. I don't trust these institutions in the first place. Nobody does. You could have just bought it. I don't know if it's real. You can. There's so many cool things that we can do to control these processes, and yeah, man, you can just control that yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's just being put so clearly is fucking. It just pisses me off that I haven't just
I know.
taken steps that way, right? It gets me in that fucking mood.
It's all right. And then you get at the job. You get real clever. You video the guy talking to you for 30 seconds as he's explaining the problem, and he's like stressed. Now this is the salesman in me. He's stressed. This fucking pipe. There's shit everywhere. It stinks. My wife's fucking complained. Like, you get that on camera, and look, you tell him, look, I'm putting this requirement. This part of my business, I'm using this in my market. Don't worry about it. I'll obfuscate your name if I have to. What the fuck do you care? You're just like this. I'll give you 5% off if you let me fucking put this in my market. Whatever. Or you just put it in there and just, I'm videoing this. This is my business for safety purpose, right? Whatever. And then you get to him crying like, oh, so, and then you do the job, right? And then you shoot the video after. Wow, like, it's so good. Julian's a fucking legend. It was reasonably priced. I fucking love him. I'm going to call him the next time. Any plumbing problem, right? After 3 months, you've got 10, 20 fucking, don't call it a testimonial because that's gay. Women moan, testimonial. That's a man moaning. That's kind of gay. So you can call it a testament. I call it testament of the mind, right? And then, yeah, you got a fucking awesome landing page, a fucking 20 before and after pictures, like the shit coming out. This guy's like crying. I can't not buy. I'm just like, yes, get this guy in my house to do, fix my fucking house, right? And you can do that with any. You can parse it out to, you got a page of plumbing shit, you got a page of electrician shit. You should really focus on one thing, but if you got random ones for now, you can then separate it out. And it's really, you can do that with really cheap, tools, $50 a month or something maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I'd have to figure out. Like, because I've seen those videos you're talking about, and that's I love those videos. It's fucking amazing. Yeah. They're just like everything. Yeah. I just kind of, I don't specialize on one thing. I'm kind of an all-encompassed maintenance guy, right? That's why I can't say everything. But that's free promotion and marketing right there. And working on camera, motherfucker, that would make me want to make sure I'm doing the best work I possibly can.
Right.
So it's just an all-around.
And that removes, and then when anybody says you got insurance, you're like, no. Or you say yes, and then you show a fucking camera. You say, yeah, this is my insurance. I record everything. So I never have a problem. I'm not a public insurance slave. Here's why that's nonsense. And anyway, it's a red line. No, I'm not getting involved in that. So, if you require it, I'll leave, or, whatever. You're talking to them on the phone before, and like, no, I'm a man. I do work man to man. And that's how I roll. And then you go, look at my testimonial page. Wow. And then you go, Google my name. No angry people, right? So that's what I do too. I go, in like building trust with new people, Google my name. You won't see any court cases. You won't see, I don't think there's any negative reviews about me on the entire internet. So like what? I can't control that, right? Do different iterations, right? So I've got 0 negative reviews, and here's 50 positive reviews. So, and I'm going to record everything so that we're both safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sorry, real quick, I have to get running again. I will be back. I'm in and out. But the ability to walk away from, like, as opposed to grasping for more money or bigger projects or everything, that ability to walk away that you were mentioning, I've kind of, I can recognize in my life where I've done that subconsciously or kind of unconsciously, but that's one of the most powerful fucking positions I've ever found myself in as a corporate slave, at least, is like, no, I'm not going to take abuse from you just because you're promising a couple more, fiat notes. Like, that's a powerful fucking position to actually step into. So thank you. I'll be back, and just thanks for sharing, man. Thank you.
Man, you got it.
See you, bud.
All right, Gary, what are your thoughts?
I don't have a whole lot. I'm not a big corporate person, so I mean, I've been in the corporate world before, and to be honest with you, I completely despised it even before, my mental state was where it's at today. So
Yeah.
it,
What are
it, it's
what are you doing now?
I'm sorry.
What are you doing for working now?
So I just work in a restaurant right now. I work,
Okay, cool.
um, he pays me cash. In the time that I've been back here, I worked 4 months without getting paid.
With this current guy?
Yeah, he was like struggling a bit, but I still showed up every day. Not just for him, but for myself. And
Mm.
I had to, live in that faith space. Like, I'm not getting paid right now, but just put your head down, keep working, and you'll end up getting paid. And it was kind of a struggle, I guess, for lack of a better term, getting what I work for, or what I compensated for. Just because he's not the most honest guy in the world. Not to say he's like a bad person, not in that way. It's just he just made excuses all the time. He's one of those people that everybody he knows he owes money to because he's borrowed and everything. But every time I got paid, I put my money into investments. Got paid, put my money into investments. It wasn't all at one time, but I mean, I've been able to save up, or I've been able to invest almost 15 grand in less than a year, getting paid $20 an hour.
Nice,
So
man.
I've had to make a lot of sacrifices, but I also know that I needed the discipline and to learn to live with less and be content. I think my head is in a really good space right now. With the exception of not being able to see my daughter in person every day. I talk to her on the Facebook Messenger every single day. But not being able to spend time with her, that's the only thing that's kind of hard. But I pretty much block it out for the most part, because I know if I think about it and dwell on it too much, it's going to put me in that state of mind where I'm feeling bad for myself, and that's like a downward spiral. And I just refuse to let myself go back there. So I'm making improvements. I instead of buying a car, I just bought a used bike. So to get around, a lot of times I just use a bike because, like I said, I was willing to sacrifice. I'm trying to do what I have to now, sacrifice now, so I'd never have to come back to where, I was at the beginning of all this.
Gotcha, man.
Financially speaking.
I feel you. Yeah, man. So what's on your mind, man? Anything else? What do you want to get into? Let's see if anybody else wants to come up.
I don't know.
And see what's going on. If
I'm
any of you guys, real quick, if any of you guys down there, there's 9 of us here. Feel free to come up, and I will not yell at you too much if you're open and honest. If you have a slave job, you want to talk to me about how you want to get out of it, like I will give you my ideas. I haven't had a slave job for 10 years. And even then it was like I was a snowboard instructor, so that doesn't really count in my book, but still technically a slave job. So if you're in a slave job, come and talk to me and be like, hey, I want to do XYZ, and I'll give you some pointers. And I'm not going to bite. I won't bite too much. Yourself, Gary?
No, I mean, I think you have valuable information. You've been able to navigate your way through the corrupt system that most people are involved in, and do.
I wouldn't even say it like that. I never went in. Like I didn't navigate my way through it. I just rejected it outright. Like I never had a corporate job.
No, I mean,
Like,
you're
yeah, I'm just saying it in
most of
general.
us. You know,
What'd you
I've
say?
always had that inner spirit of like, you
Yeah.
can't tell me what to do. Like, it didn't matter who it was. It was through school and everything. And, you know, I didn't do well in school because I just didn't care enough about what they were, you know, quote unquote, teaching me. Because to me, even at that time, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the smartest person in the world. I'm far from it. But there was always that something in me like, what am I going to use this for in life? Like, this is nonsense.
Yeah.
And I always like, you know, kind of denied it and just, I was like, this is useless to me. I was more interested in, you know, at the time playing sports and hanging out with my friends. But, you know, there is some value, obviously, to some of the, I don't want to necessarily say the school system, but, you know, to learn to read, write, and everything. And that's something that, you know, I look at it now. I think that's something that as a child or as a kid, you're going to want to learn those things. So I don't necessarily think that school is something that without it, you know, where would we all be? I think that's a bullshit statement because everybody wants to learn. They want to learn at their own pace.
I just think, man, there's too much
And I think that reading.
Yeah, I think either you're cutting out or me. I just think there's too much, like, I guess with people that we have the similar story. Everybody has the same kind of feeling when they're growing up. All that stuff. That's great. Like that's almost like baseline at this point. I think too many people they like kind of just stop there though. It's almost like avoiding the negative. Like they're like they avoid the negative about it, and like never really go positive with it, and they kind of stay neutral.
Yeah, I think I would fall into that category.
Yeah.
You know, a good majority of my life.
Yeah, so that's like there's like I see a lot of that, and I guess maybe some people would say they don't want to reconcile, or they feel like they're like cocking a bit if they use a bank account or something. I don't know. There's some things that are like people go way too much the other way, and then it's like. You know, then they're not like actualizing, realize like they're not having a purpose, and then they're just like, you know, trying to find like their QSIP, you know, trust account, and they're paying their electric bill with fucking IOUs, and like, you know, it's just like they go all the way the other way, and then like that's their only focus, and then or you know, at least some people in this kind of thing, or people just like live in their car and they're just like fuck it, like fuck everything. And it's just like that's not that be all end all. Like being part of being free is actually being able to do something with your freedom, right? Like able to do something with it, with your time and mental and physical resources.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, on an individual basis, that, you know, people want to do that kind of stuff, then if they think it's right for them, then by all means do it. But it just seems like it takes up so much time and energy that could be used to do something with more purpose, you know, because when at the end of the day, you look at it, it's just, how do I manipulate, if you want to use that term, keep all my shekels, you know, to not have to spend the money that, I don't know, that we're all trying to make, I guess.
I think there's just a lack of purpose, man. Like all these people that even the small business owners that have businesses, it's like they can run them better. Like they can do it with purpose and not just be like another slave spot to go and get pizza. It's like you can do something unique with it. Like and you know, and again, you want to add or folks want to add the not paying the slave income tax. Like, yeah, great. You make it a private membership association or whatever you want to categorize it as, a fucking trust, business trust, whatever the fuck. That's great. Like that in and of itself is just unique, and nobody does that. That is, like, I just there's like a disconnect between like people thinking it's kind of they think it's they're like rebuking the worldly kind of entirely. It's almost like a Talcottian like just rejection of reality, like totally rebuking it and saying no, it's all spirituality and love. It's like, well, you're also here, like you're also in a body here, like, so why not interact with it and the people in it, especially the ones you like, and deal with it that way, instead of living in a hovel, in like a Section 8 hovel, complaining on the internet about like codes all day, or complaining about the system all day, and and grifting off your 70-year-old wife, or just the state from your military pension. All these guys are military, ex-military. It's just lame. It's just lame, honestly. I'd rather just live in the woods and just
put a few jabs there with no names attached.
Oh yeah, just the usual characters.
No, I get
with the wizard creature, Talcott. It's not even necessary to mention them, but it's more of an archetype. It's not really about them. It's just like the truther folks, and it's not really about them at all. It's just folks that have some kind of honor within them. They're like, okay, cool. I see that this is a lot of scammy things going on, and then it's like, well, what the fuck is your answer? Like, because complete withdrawal, okay, then go to the forest and bring, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do there? Can you bring resources there? No, you don't have anything. Okay, so maybe collect some shekels and then turn. That's the thing, right? Like most people are confused. It's just like a stock thing. Did you ask me just before about do I invest, or is that somebody else?
No, I said that I have invested over the past
year.
No,
I heard that. No, somebody before asked me that. Maybe it was Julian, but it's just like most people are going through their lives and like they want to collect shekels and then they never take it out. It's like a casino, right? Like people they seem to forget that fiat, stocks, even paper gold and silver, even the gold and silver, if we want to get real, like all of this is just imaginary value. Like none of it, insurance, what do they call it? Like you buy like an insurance or a life insurance thing. Like all these are just imaginary assets. Even land that you don't do anything with is interest in a thing that may or may not be valuable in the future. So if people are like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million and then keep it in the stock market, keep it in my 401k, keep it in, this silver stock, keep it in this gold that I have in the backyard. It's like, you're going to spend your whole life and you've done nothing. You haven't turned that into anything. You haven't taken the resources like from the matrix that you went into the matrix and like accumulated it. And then you didn't take it out and like infuse it, inject it into something real, something valuable, something able to be valuable to the community, to the tribe, like tangibly. You didn't do anything. You didn't build anything. You're not passing anything down to your sons. You fucking idiots. You have a $8 million net worth at your death. You can't take it with you. And then it's still paper value or digital value at the end that you don't even really control it. It's just bizarre.
It's just
yeah, I mean, more and more I'm realizing it's like, okay, it's a game, and it's like, okay, there's these credits, and then okay, I use them and I inject them into real world things. Like I want to buy a horse, not to race it and treat it like garbage. Just I think that would be cool. It's just like, analog car, right? That would be awesome. That's cool. Having a fucking horse and a fucking giant greenhouse, right? I'm gonna get with fucking Pizer and he's gonna make me a fucking greenhouse, hopefully.
But all the stuff you're talking about is stuff that we were meant to do. You're connecting with nature. You're riding a horse. You're having an experience with a horse, and you have that connection with the horse. Even though you're riding on the horse and he's doing all the labor, you almost have to wonder if in a horse's mind, if it can even compute this type of thinking that like he might understand that he's there to serve. Who knows?
I mean, I can say when I carry my son on my head and run around, or we hang out and I'm carrying him, like it doesn't feel like taxing labor, right? So if I treat the
Yeah,
horse
exactly.
awesome, like, I treat him good and respect him and all that stuff, and create a bond with him. It's like, I think, in my experience with animals, limited experience, but they want to play. Like they're very playful at heart. If they don't feel threatened, if they're not in a fight or flight situation, feel fear, like they're just just as playful as us, if not more, than the average slave. So yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't want to. I'm not like one of these, waspy bourgeois retards that like is just gonna have a horse to like race it and then breed it and treat it like a slave. Like I'm just saying that's like one thing, right? Like having seeds and just growing shit and actually creating something that's like fucking tangible. But I think the other thing too is like many people are like they stay in one world. It's just my position is like I like the fact that I can make shekels in the matrix and then kind of pull it out. While I think a lot of people they just like completely reject it, and then it's like, well, what are you gonna like? So if you're starting from zero, it's like, well, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna start from scratch. That's fine. You can do that. If that's some people's walk. You just want to start from scratch, and you want to just grind it out. I see some people who make YouTube channels like that. They just go out to the fucking middle of nowhere. They bring like bare minimum and they just like grind. They take 5 years to build a log cabin. Like that's cool, man. That's cool. I enjoy the creative stuff. And while the internet is still open and not requiring like an anal, scan, then I'll happily keep using it. So.
No, I think what you're saying when you talk about like the horse, when you get down to the root of it, there is an exchange of value there. The horse is gonna be the laborer when you want to ride the horse, and in some aspects when you own the horse, I shouldn't say own the horse, but when you have a horse at your whim, you provide the protection, you feed the horse. And there is an exchange of value there that it's almost like it's a basic concept of life.
Yeah, man. It's all trust. It's all trust and faith and all that. Definitely, man. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. The first broadcast. Godheart Guardian says, wild horses that come to you is a whole another reality. That's pretty cool. Never experienced that.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
Godheart says, wild horses that come up to you is a whole nother reality. She's saying, I'm going to guess it's a she, that she's experienced that apparently. And it was surreal to her, perhaps. Maybe she would say that.
Yeah, they're gentle giants, essentially. I mean, when you get up close to a horse, they're big animals. I hate to be kicked by one, that's for sure. But they're not malicious in their nature for the most part that I've observed.
Yeah, there's something here like anyway, I'm just on this topic. Like, I think there can be a reconciling of like working within the tools that are available to do shit. I don't know. The imagery that comes to my head is like it's just like the Matrix, like Brian brought up before. That's how I see it these days. It's like, okay, when I log onto the internet, it's like I'm like going into the Matrix and like like dealing with stuff there, going in, and then like collecting shekels and doing stuff there, and then pulling it out, and then somehow the value is able to be pulled out, and then you can do shit in the real world. I don't know, that seems interesting to me, like thinking about it that way. Let's see. Jeep says, I had a stubborn pony that bucked me off and I flew ahead of him. Then he ran me over. Oh my goodness. That's well, you're still here, so it must have been a small pony. That's funny, Jeeves. Goddard says, Timmy, your thoughts about community? Would you join someone already established on lane? Ideal situation. Yeah, I thought about this before. I'd consider it. I consider it. I just yeah, I don't know. I guess I would be pretty picky, depending on how folks. Because to be honest, like most folks that I see, I have a very low barrier or like bar of entry for who they'll let in and into their experience. And like to me, that's just kind of a red flag, because people have to pull their weight in these situations and honor their word, right? So it's tough. It's a pretty serious engagement. It's also the security aspect and stuff like that, but probably I'm looking to get a bunch of acres somewhere in Wyoming or Montana or something like that. Over there, Utah, Idaho, just go to get some unincorporated land, and then just kind of see what happens, and kind of go from there. And yeah, I mean, I think something. Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't know. For me and my small family, it's like kind of easy. But yeah, thinking about other people is just like an interesting concept to think about how it work.
Did
Yeah,
you
go ahead, man.
hat family? Well, I didn't hear it.
What'd you say?
Joking.
Oh, okay.
I said, did you say when you're small hat family?
A small hat? No.
You know what's funny?
No.
I don't know if I misheard it or heard it correctly, but I think Paul referred to me as Jewish yesterday. I was like, what?
Me or you?
Me.
Oh, Shoner.
But I'm like, dude, I'm like the antithesis of Jewish. I'm actually German lineage.
Oi. Well, you got I know there's the connections, right? Like the red shield, but Schoner, like it almost could be like Schonenberg, like it's fucking, Hebe Schonenberg.
Mr. Scheinberg.
Yeah. You speak German?
9.
9.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
9. Only word I know is no. 9.
Yeah. Jeep says, I would love to be part of the beginnings of community, be part of starting it. Yeah, that's I mean, get to work, Jeeps. Yeah, I mean, it's would be awesome. Yeah, man. I don't know. There's a balancing act. But yeah, I see some people somewhat successful, but then you got like if people don't know, you know what? Okay, here's what I'm trying to language out. I've seen people that do communities in different places, even out of the country, but these people don't know law legal, and they're like super hippie style. So it's weird. It's like I feel like the men are not like leading the community correctly. I'm kind of picky though. Snafu called me autistic, and I was thinking about that today, and it's maybe, or no, I think Hank called me autistic of all people, and I was thinking about that today when I opened a bag. I got a bag of food from fucking whatever Grubhub, and it had 3 staples. The person stapled it closed, and there's 3 staples. So I immediately, I don't know, normal people, I guess, just rip the bag open and just like let the staples just like fly. They don't think about that. But like I got a 1-year-old at home, right? So I meticulously take out like each staple and then like make sure I throw it in the trash. And I think some people would see that and be like, this dude's nuts. Like he's like schizophrenic or ADHD or whatever characterization. And I know that this dude is gonna just step on it and just cry. So I just that's how I am. But so maybe Hank is onto something. But yeah, I see too many aspects of all these different things, and it's kind of a handicap to me sometimes. Not like retardation, but actually it is in the retarded in the sense that it does kind of slow me down sometimes because I think of too many things. But I gotta, I can't do that. It slows me down sometimes because then I think of too many aspects of stuff, and that it's just exhausting. But yeah, Jeeps, I mean, me too. Let's see, Godhard. It's a same here, Jeeps, but establishing rules, manifesto is complicated, and then how to enforce it. Yeah, I mean, enforcement is like that's the thing about. It's like I could be, it depends. There's like okay, everyone has their own thing in their own area, and that's it, and they own their own thing, and then there's like a common area that could be something that could be interesting. But yeah, at the end of the day, it has to be like with with people that have a certain level of like the bar of entry of like honor. Um, so yeah, I don't know, and people got to bring something to the table. So they either have to have like some kind of skill like that's in need, just like any group or tribe would have, right? Or they at least have to have like the mentality of like, all right, I'm like ready to work. I'm ready to like put energy in because like they can have time, energy, and attention. I don't know shit about building, but like I will show up every day and learn shit and follow like Julian and just watch how Julian works and then just like learn at least for a part of the day every day, even if I have other responsibilities. But yeah, I mean, like Jeeps is saying, strong good men enforce their rules are simple. Yeah, golden rule. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we were just talking about past, or like some people that try to do it now. It's like the men are like super like way too Talcottian, right? They're like they don't know the law at all. They don't know nothing about legal lawful, and I don't think they like. I don't think so. I could be wrong about that, but the ones that I see talk about communities are very like they're very hippie like about it. Which I guess could work, but then it always. But then again, like the legal lawful stuff, like it's gonna be needed. It's gonna happen. The policy enforcers are going to be annoying at some point. It's just inevitable. Hey, you gotta do this water tax or this code, or and if you're a group of slaves, you're just weaker together. That's just how it's for your community. He just had to be like under surveillance. He just had to be like on permanent or long-term probation. Like the system has reasons for doing these things. He'd just be on probation. Like if he 5 years from now he comes to the encampment, he's like, please guys, let me in. It's just like, all right, well, somebody's gonna watch you, Talcott. No shenanigans. I would just be his contributions would be like just get on the stage and just do your horrible rap and like just entertain, and he just does it without even trying. What else? What else? You chat slave? No, I'm just kidding. What does chat want to hear from me? What do you got? Talcott the court jester? Yes, sometimes. All right. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll go to the hour here. A couple more minutes. If anyone else wants to come up and chat or talk about something specific, feel free.
Yeah,
otherwise,
I'm trying to just get back to close to where I am.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Good talking with you, brother.
Yeah, you as well.
All right, man.
I'll look for you.
All right, let's do this again another time, brother.
All right, later, buddy.
All right, man. All right, Gary is out. Okay, Gary out. Oh, it's my head now. There I am. I don't know what's up with this. Like, just like unexpected stream. There's 9 of us here. What's up with OTW, guys? Like, if I scold him and like talk shit, he's gonna be pissed off. He's really disappointing. Like, what is up with him? He wants to be a broadcaster or not? What's going on? He just doesn't stream anymore. He doesn't go live. Isn't it Monday afternoon? Slacking, yeah, Slack. Oh man, what are we gonna do with this guy? All right. Yeah. So, what did I want to talk about? Well, there's so many topics. Let me see what's in the thing here. Yeah, I mean, what's stuff that hasn't already been said is just kind of looping. Godhart says OTW is retarded and currently having a midlife crisis. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. He should have a midlife crisis. He doesn't know himself, in my opinion. It's tough to watch. I think on some level he does. I think it's just like, I think it's like and I'm speaking from personal experience when I'm saying this. I'm not really talking about him. It's like an expression thing. It's like, because he's a badass guitarist. Like it's pretty fucking impressive. But like it's like, what do I do with that? Because if I'm 5 and I'm good at guitar, it's like most parents will go like, well, stop that. That's not going to pay the bills. So it's like the same when we're 50. It's like he's a badass at it, and he could be in some band or whatever. But like, what's the point, right? Like, where does it go if you're part of some celebrity bullshit band and you got to make demonic songs? So I don't know. It's just like, where does that go? I guess, I think that, the tribe and the community thing is a big part of it. I think when that's just not there, it's just like the core foundation. That's just not there. It's like, because you can think if he was in a community with folks that he liked to be around, I would like, if he just every evening, it's just like at OTW's hut, he just ripping the guitar and people just go hang out and just chill and sit. There's a fire and then OTW's ripping the guitar. It's like, that would be sick. Like, and like, I guess in that situation, maybe he does like, some roofing stuff during the day and shit. And then he's inputting into the community. And then like, he doesn't have to like go and work at some slave restaurant. Right. I don't know. It's just different. I think it's about meaning and purpose. Right. So yeah, I think just doing a stream where you play the guitar, like it's kind of disconnected. It's tough to make that work. But I think that part of the midlife crisis is something like that. Yeah. Steve says collectively humanity is a deer in headlights right now. Ayahuasca, nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about OTW anymore than what I just did. All right. So I think this was a success. Let's see. I think I will go back to work now. Just had a slight break. Just wanted to see what Brian O'Slave was up to. And yeah, here we are. So I think we'll wrap it here. Beautiful people. Much love, much love. Thank you for joining. We got something out of it. Let's see. Indeed, Timmy, I think he has a good card. Yeah, I mean, don't we all? Aren't we all kind of the same boat? On some level. All right, folks. Good stuff. Good to see you here, and I shall see you on somewhere else another time. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see. I'll go live again soon. And I think I've been meaning to try to figure out what I want to do with this. I want to do some kind of business thing, and I want people that want to do something about their like. I see business as art, actually. Like it's just like art in motion, just with numbers and shit. So I like to just if we just remove all the negative things that we've kind of associated with numbers and spreadsheets and bad business people and bad salespeople, we just kind of throw that out and kind of start from scratch. I just look at it how like my son would look at it. Like he cries not cries, but he gets pissed off if I don't give him the broom while I'm sweeping something, because he wants to play. Like he wants to help. He wants to do it too. And it's like, he's not like, this is my chores. It's just like, oh, what is daddy playing? He's like playing sweeping. And he's good at it. He actually knows what he's doing. He's won. It's crazy. So, it's just, why does that have to turn into a cubicle corporate slave thing? Why do we do that? Not us, right? But why do the slaves do that to their young? They send them to a slave concentration camp, and then fucking everybody hates life, and they hate their work and what they do. So that's dumb. Not going to do that. Yeah. So I'm on some level. Well, I haven't really done anything that I didn't want to do for like, let's say 7 years now. Like retired, non-retired, sort of in 2020. But yeah, it gets boring. So I mean, the stuff I do now is like, okay, well, yeah, there's fiat is part of it, but like, I do it because it's interesting. Like I'm good at what I do and it's cool. Oh, somebody asked me before, what do I do? It's hard to put in simple terms, but I do marketing. I have a marketing software, and we do a lot of automation stuff. It's pretty cool. I was thinking about showing some of that as like, hey, here's some interesting stuff. But it's more like I serve like, I don't serve like not small, but like kind of medium-sized businesses, established already, not really new. But I was trying to think like what would be valuable for folks that have a good heart and honor, because like that's more important to me than some business that I don't care about to just pay me. That's boring, and it's a short-term thing, right? So if there's something I can do for you folks and bridge a little bit of a gap, like I was doing with Julian before, if you saw that, this isn't recorded, so nobody else is going to be able to see that. It is what it is. I'll have to figure that out. I guess I'll pay the $25 for StreamYard, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, it's gone into the ether now. But yeah, if you were here for that, you saw how easily like having a mentor in something, I can just show you, hey, you should do this. So, and it's just way better than just struggling or not knowing. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what comes of that. And yeah, let me know your ideas. I'm usually pretty serene and patient, actually. If you're, I heard one of the guys I used to follow, his name is Jim Rohn. I think he's dead now, but he's lived to like 90. He was an awesome, great thinker of like the 90s, 80s. His name is Jim Rohn, last name Rohn. And he would say, for people that he would mentor, he was like, look, if you take one step, I'll take two. So he's like, if the student takes one step, me as the quote unquote teacher will take two. You take 2 steps, I'll take 5. You take 3, I'll take 10. So that's the concept, right? If you take 0 steps, I ain't doing shit for you, right? So yeah, the folks that I work with that have had awesome success is they're self-motivated and teachable. So now I've added a third requirement: self-motivated, teachable, and honorable. And I don't want to shit on him here. Also, I'd rather shit on him in person. But somebody messaged me the other day and was like, "Hey, how much to pay you to, teach me?" I'm like, "What? Teach you what?" "Oh, you're so smart in business. And, it seems like you're so awesome." And I'm like, "Aren't you one of these clowns on public internet that tries to talk shit to me when I right in front of my face and like off, at the Miscreants channels, you talk shit about me, and then you don't reconcile. Like then we've had little spats, me and this dude, and I'm like, you're gonna just message me and just think I'm just gonna take your money and like help you? It's extremely bizarre. It's like almost schizophrenic. And I said, look, you're gonna acknowledge that, what is this? I thought you thought I was a loser, failure, lame, whatever. And he was just like, whatever, and just. So I'm not interested in just taking any slave's fiat, because I know what's gonna happen, and I just know what's gonna happen. A month down the line, 2 months down the line, 6 months down the line, I'm going to fucking say something. It happened to me yesterday. One of the guys I'm working with in one of my buddy's businesses, he's fucking up. And so I took it upon myself. I just turned on the video and I ripped him. I just ripped into him. He's fucking up on the sales calls, talking to the customers. I just ripped him. And his reply is like, he's like acting tough, telling me why he doesn't like that. He's being tough to me, telling me I'm not going to fucking listen to this. He's got all the tattoos. He looked like he was doing coke while on the sales call. His jaw is going like this. So I called him. I'm like, what are you doing, coke? These fucking calls? What are you kidding me? And he's fucking up everything. And so he's like, I'm not listening to this. It's just like it's almost like a weekly occurrence. It's accelerating. It's like accelerating. It's like the Hadron Collider of slaves, getting called out, and then they can't handle it. So it's great. Just keep it going. It's just like just keep throwing yourselves into the fire. I don't mind. I'm gonna still be here. Like just keep coming, jump into the fire. I'm not gonna push you. You just jump in, you present yourself, and then you just like fall in because you're incompetent. And I just shoot arrows of truth at the shitty floor that you're standing on, and then you fall into fire while you ask for my help. It's a fucking joke. So yeah, those are the 3 requirements: self-motivated, teach able, right? Able to be taught, and on some level honorable, right? And so self-motivated, I can't do that for you. You can be teachable and honorable. If you're a slug and if you have no desire to do XYZ in the world, and you don't have the spiritual conviction to do shit, experience this life in different ways, I can't imbue that into you. If you're 35, maybe if you're 3, I can train you, I can mold and help you to see, a better future. But if you're 30 and you have no desire in this world, you're just neutral. You're what's his name? Old Crunch B. There's nothing I can do. I can show you a Lambo with no plates on, with 10 bitches and $10 million, and you'll just say, well, he can do it, not me, right? So it doesn't. I can be an eloquent speaker. It doesn't. Nothing will. It really shows that it's fractal, it's holographic, starts with you. So nobody can do that for you. So yeah, self-motivated, teachable. If you're not teachable, just fuck off. Like the guy I was just mentioning, it's not teachable. Maybe he's self-motivated, maybe he's honorable, but and clearly I have demonstrable results, 3x better than him in my career at a minimum. And he knows this, and he's constantly sucked my dick in public about it and saying, oh, he's great at doing XYZ in business. Yet when I tell him he should change XYZ, he doesn't like how it's delivered. Not teachable. So I can't do anything with that. And if you're not on the honorable part, well, you got to fix that. Anyway, Jeep says Habitat for Slavery. It's 8 of you still here. I don't know if you're here. The computer's just on. And I'm rambling in the background while you're washing the dishes. I hope this made your dishwashing slightly more pleasant. Till next time, folks. Much love. Timmy out. Bye.